And so what happened next? What happened next? What happened next? Turn X, the model Turn X. Yesterday I just sat in the evening after I made a video and I've built it. I've built it the Mobile Suit Turn X. And you know what? You know what? For a 22-year-old model, it's quite amazing and impressive. Check this out. He stands on its own, even he has this very quite heavy backpack. He has a decent articulation, exactly decent, not a perfect, but way better than some non-grades released 10 years after this original release. He of course lacks some which new modern Heglis have. The color scheme of the main plastic is too pale. Not a big problem, I will be repainting, so that's not a case. He has those rubbery joints and parts for hands, which also not a problem because I will not be making any superposes. And he has several seam lines. And here where my point of interest, a small segment of my videos, upcoming videos, is kicks in, and I'm starting to do a proper approach to this small segment of mine. So first off, I would like to take a look at a seam lines visible on this model. Since all parts are not asymmetric, you can see one hand differs from another one. The legs are slightly also has different proportions. Hips different, one has arm on it, another one doesn't, and here more or less the same. Alright, so what picked up? Steel brush. Seam line on forearm over here. It's visible. It of course can be taken as a detail, as a intentional part, but when you know the rear side of forearm, of course, has this honorable seam line which goes all over the parts, so that's a minus. Then seam lines on the rear side of the legs over here, as you can see, all over the armor piece. Here is a seam line, as well as here, almost symmetrical at this point only. Seam line here, which can be left as it is, but since you are building, you know, no big deal, of course. As here, the seam line, of course, covered under the edge of the part, so that's not a big deal, nothing horrible. Seam lines barely visible on the knees, but still, if you want to make everything perfect before painting, you better remove those. And of course, seam lines all over the lower part of the legs, of course, going from the knee to our toes. And here basically no seam lines at all, so that's good. Of course, we have a seam line running over the head of the Turn X over here. It's visible, but it's not a big deal, it's easily removable. So choice is yours. If you want to, you can remove, you can leave. The backpack deserves personal attention because he can be used to store the weaponry like that. Of course, weapons as usual are only just the two sandwich parts. Seam lines and noob removal is in order. And of course, the beam rifle of course has the same original seam line. Backpack simple yet original and creative, but it still has a seam line all over the edge. Here, inside, outside. No marks haven't been yet removed, but that's everything is in a progress. So no big deal. Weapon stores very secure, very nice. For our gray parts, we just need to remove some armor pieces to check out what we have inside, because some semi inner frame parts has those seam lines, which are a regular thing for older kits. So over here, yeah, it's visible. Between the noob marks are seam lines, which if you put armor on are not visible, but since I know where they are, it's not a really good thing for me, so I'll have to deal with them as well. Here too, we remove armor plate here. That's quite difficult right now. Let's remove head first. Very strong, actually, very strong. Very strong connection between those two pieces, which is a little bit troublesome, but seam lines. We can see seam lines like that, of course. The seam lines on the side of the inner frame here, slightly bigger because parts are not perfect, and here is a little bit smaller. It should be dealt with. Some seam lines here, there, and of course some seam lines running over the inner part of the hip under the armor plate, but it's barely visible, so might be an option to skip this one. And on legs, I covered it before, seam lines going on the rear sides, very visible and very unattractive. And here, barely visible on knee. That's all to treat with glue, with vapor glue. By the way, interesting gimmick, because Turn X has double jointed waist, which is not something common for old models back then more than 20 years ago, which is quite impressive. And in overall, Turn X looks very nice and very cool looking in both department as a mobile suit design and plastic model kit. It has more options than later released no grades, which I do not consider even a models, because there's a raw materials, and this one is just a brilliant example of how older high grades could have been evolving into something better than in some cases in Gundam Seed line, just downgrading, which is obviously is a problem if you plan to collect all high grades released in the high grade line, which I do not suggest, because lately a lot different releases are made by Bandai. So that much about point of interest. And second step, which I will be proceeding soon, I will be stripping off all armor and will removing all seam lines, which will take a while. No joints will be removed. Articulations also will be not improved, as I don't see a reason for what. And after I'll remove 3 seam lines and nub marks, I will bath wash all plastic you see. So we would have a good and proper painting with brushes, as I always do. So that much about progress on Mobile Turn X from a Turn A Gundam. I can assure you he won't be look like this. And another one plus thing which model can boast against over the later releases of the Bandai. This model comes with 0 stickers. That's right, no camera sticker, no additional stickers anywhere. It's plain model. As you can see, those are just some highlighting lines over the seam lines. It's just black. Could have been added stickers probably, but why do you need stickers when you can just paint it yourself? It will look like tons times better. So that much about Tornex and where we heading soon. So thank you for watching. Sorry for that long video, and till the next time.